Hey guys, welcome back. So it's been a little while since I posted a video. Mostly because I was running out of video ideas. I'm not the most creative, which is probably bad for a booktuber, but what can I say? I enjoy the process. But I still have a couple of videos that I'm working on. Most of them are reading vlogs, which take time because you have to actually, read the books. So I decided to do something that's a little bit more laid back, a little bit easier to do, and show you guys what's currently on my Kindle app. I don't read a lot of ebooks. I don't necessarily like them really all that much. I'd rather listen to an audiobook or read physically. But about maybe a month or so ago, I was laying in bed one night and just was going through. I think I got a notification from Amazon that there were a lot of books that were free or that were like 99 cents, super cheap. So I went into the Kindle app, or the Kindle store, I should say, and just started scrolling through to see what was available for me to download. And I downloaded a whole bunch of stuff. Most of it was free, some of it was 99 cents. And I haven't looked at my Kindle app since then, so I figured this will be an adventure for all of us to see what is still sitting on my app that I still want to read, or maybe have a physical copy of now instead of having to read the ebook version. Most of these I do have. They're more than likely just placeholders. I know there's a couple books on here that I found before that whole midnight shopping spree where they were free or 99 cents as well, but I downloaded them just to have them because I wanted to read it, but I didn't know if I would be able to get my hands on a physical copy or find an audiobook version of it on my Hoopla. So I just had it on my phone just in case I really wanted to read it. It was available to me to read, and I would just suck it up and read it on my app, my phone. I don't like necessarily reading on a mobile device because I either get a text message or a phone call or notification, and I'm just suddenly distracted and pulled out of my reading, and it just kind of ruins the mood for me. I do have my tablet now set up. I no longer have it set up through my phone company, so I can only use it on Wi-Fi. But I think you can download. I'm not 100% sure. I don't really use it a whole lot, which is why I took it off my plan, because I'm not going to pay for something that I'm not actively using and getting the money out of. So I think you can download, if you have a book already in your Kindle, you can download it to the device and be able to read it off network, or you know what I mean? Offline, I should say. So I don't know. I'm going to try that and see if it'll work that way. But for the most part, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so I am going to start recording my screen, and so that you guys can see what I'm looking at. I tried to do this once before, but I realized that when my phone times out and the screen shuts off, that it stops recording. So hopefully I can keep it moving so I don't lose the recording again. But we're going to my Kindle app and see what we have. I know there's a few books on here I know that I read. Oh, wow. Spoiler alert. Okay. So I think these are all the books that I have, or most of. They're most of the books that I have. I know there's some other things that I have, the whole L. Kennedy's Off-Campus series is also on here, but that's at a different page. So what do we have here? So the first one we have is Dark House by Karina Halley. I know this is a series, and I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember I know I got this from another booktuber because they were reading it, or it was on their radar. I don't remember what it's about. Psychological thriller romance. It's like a haunted house. I was in a haunted house, spooky book phase. This is back when I wanted to read Home Before Dark, and I got a bunch of my Darcy Coates books, which I think I had already showed in my old haul. Next we have Ruthless Creatures by, I think is it J.T. Geisinger, I think is what the author's name is. This one I know was in a reading blog, and I can't remember. I think it was Tori from Novel Life and Jess from Peaceful Books, and I don't remember who else was in the readathon or reading vlog that they did. They kind of collaborated on one and read a bunch of 3 or 4 of the same books, and this was one of them. And I think this is the one that's about an infant. I think she's in charge of her newborn niece, and he's there to take the baby. I don't remember. I know it was sound really interesting though. A lot of these I'm not going to remember what they're about because they were either free. Most of the ones that were free, I'm not going to remember what they're about because I was just like grabbing them. Sorry. Vow of Deception by Rena Kent is the next one. Again, I think a lot of these are, this one is also a trilogy, I believe. I don't know what it's about. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm terrible. Okay, so there's a couple on here. The next, I don't know if it's the middle one is or not, but I know Beneath the Surface by Danny Wade and Hunting Red by Allison Lind. Those were two books that when I was reading my smutty short stories video, when I was doing that video, I was looking on Kindle to see if there was any I can grab off of there instead of just using Hoopla. But these were too long for that video because they were like 200 and some pages. But they're still on here because they were free. So I said I'll keep them and give them a try if I want to. I'm not sure about the Beneath the Surface. I don't know what that's about. But I know Hunting Red is like a threesome in what is it, MMF or MFM? I'm not sure which way it goes, but I know it's just some kind of them exploring a kink together or something, the three of them. Frayed, it says Christina Wick writing. I think she's writing as CM Wick with her pseudonym. I don't know what this is about. Savage Trust, I think is the name of the series. Again, I don't know what it's about. Then we have Burn by Suzanne Wright, which is a dark Innu novel. I think this is one about, I was looking for like angel romances, like some paranormal stuff to read. And this was one that had popped up. I think it's about a demon in Las Vegas, which sounded super, like, it gave me Lucifer vibes. And then we have Fable of Happiness, is that what that says? I'm reading off my phone, so the screen is, I mean, you can see the screen super, I mean, it's probably bigger for you if you're watching on a computer screen, but it's super tiny on my phone, so I don't. Fable of Happiness by Pepper Winters. I believe this is I don't know if it's actually a Beauty and the Beast, supposed to be a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but it gives me Beauty and the Beast vibes. Because she's like, I forget, cursed to be a plaything for a monster or something. I don't remember. I know there was like some kind of monsters involved. And she gets caught trespassing or something. So it reminded me of Beauty and the Beast. Okay, these next two, I honestly don't remember what they're about either. Chastely Bitten by Lexi C. something. I can't see her name's covering Foss, I think it's what it is. I'm not 100% sure. Blood Alliance series. I think this is one about vampires and lichen. And then we have Infernal by Lindsay Hall. I honestly don't remember what it's about, to be honest. Sorry, guys. Hi. Amber's. If you can hear that, the recycling people are outside collecting all of our recycling. And yes. Anyway, oh, you can't see her. She's right here. The nose is literally just out of frame. You see it popping through. So her nose is going to be, it might be behind the, I don't know where the screen grab's going to be of. Anyway. Okay. Then we have Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark, which has been a favorite of booktubers recently. And I know this is I think it's a Mafia series. I don't remember if it's book 1 or 2 in the series, but I think this is the one where they're rival families and he kidnaps her, I think. And it sounded, everyone was so into it, so I was like, well, I want to be on the hype train too, but I'm always like way behind the hype train. I'm like running, trying to catch up to it. But I get there eventually. I do eventually make it. Then we have, what is this? The Initiation by Nikki Sloan, the Filthy Rich American series. This one I wasn't sure if I actually wanted to read or not. I don't know. I know, I have an idea of what happens in this, just from hearing other booktubers talk about it, where it's like one woman is chosen and gets locked into a boardroom full of like 7 men. You can kind of figure out what happens. It's kind of like, it's one thing that I was interested in reading, and then over time I just kind of, my interest has kind of declined a little bit. So I still have it on here because it was free and it's downloaded on my app. So it's gonna stay there, but if I want to read it, it's there. If not, then that's fine too. It doesn't matter. Next is Stroke of Midnight by Kay Webster, a Cinderella novel. This was a Cinderella retelling, I think. And spoiler alert, I do have a Kay Webster reading vlog coming up at some point. I haven't started it yet, but I do anticipate doing one. So I was kind of looking to see what was available on Kindle and on Hoopla, if anything, that I could maybe download and either add to that reading vlog or just have, you know, to read later on if I want to. This was one of them that was, I don't know if it was free, it might have been 99 cents. Okay, next one we're going to talk about, again, along with another one. So we talk about War by Laura Thalassa, and then Pestilence, which is the first one. So War, I think Pestilence is the first one, War is the second one. They were free. Our Pestilence might have been, Pestilence is Prime reading, so Pestilence is a borrowed book. But I can read it for free and then return it. War, I believe, was 99 cents, so I purchased that one because that's a steal. And then I discovered this, I don't know, I've not heard any other booktubers talk about it, at least not that I've seen, called this new app called I don't know if it's a new app, but I discovered it. It's new to me, called Pango Books. And I just think it's a very user-friendly app to use for buying and selling books even. I've been buying so many books off of it, especially indie published romances. I've been getting so many. And then I've also been selling some books too, and it's very user friendly, and it's just regular people selling books. Like, instead of using eBay, this is catered specifically for books. Everyone that I've dealt with so far has been they've been fast shippers, and the books have been come in really good shape. They've been come as advertised. I've been getting, again, a lot of indie romances that have been on my radar. I mean, you kind of have to snatch them up quick because they're gonna go, but that was a very long way for me to say that I found Famine and Death, the books 3 and 4 of this series, on Pango Books from a seller, and I purchased them, and I'm actually waiting for them to actually arrive. They're supposed to be shipped, I think, tomorrow, actually. But they're on their way. I was super excited, so now I'm going to have access to all 4 in the series. But like I said, I like reading physical books, so I have these here as like placeholders because I want to read them, but I would like to read them physically if I could. So me getting the last 2 books in the series kind of pushes me to see if I can find the other 2 books, because I do really want to read them. Like, I love like the Horsemen, that whole like lore surrounding the 4 Horsemen and the Princes of Hell and all that kind of stuff. I love it. Any kind of supernatural, paranormal stories I like to read. Okay, this one I have no idea. Intrigued by ZL Arcady, a dark billionaire family romance series. I have no idea how this came on my radar. I don't know if I was looking for something specific and I found this for free and just purchased it because it was there. I don't know. I don't even know what this is about. A billionaire family romance, apparently. I could not tell you. From Luke Off with Love by Mariana Zapata is another one. Now, this one I just got because it was free, and it's a lot of, I haven't read any Mariana Zapata, but I know that there are so many people that if you want to read her books, like, this is one of the ones that everyone loves. Everyone loves this book. It's a long chunk of a book, so I don't know if I'd necessarily read it on ebook, but it was free, and it's there if I ever want to. Next one is Crow by A. Zavarelli. I know this one I paid 99 cents for, but that's cheap enough for me. So I know this one it's a part of a series. It's a mafia series, I believe. It's the Irish Mafia, and I think he's a mafia prince. I think he's the second in line to rule or something like that. I know our heroine, I think something happens to her best friend, and I think she's trying to figure out what happened, and has to do with him and the Irish mafia. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's what this is about. But that was one that I've been wanting to read for a while. It's actually been on my Kindle for a really long time. I need to read that. And then we talked about Pestilence, and then the rest of these I've read. Most of the rest of these I've read. So Forever My Saint was in a recent video where I read books that have been on my TBR for the longest time, or on my currently reading for the longest time. So I recently just finished that book. Tarnished Crown by Erin Watt is a novella of her Royals series. So that's Paper Princess, Broken Prince, Twisted Palace. This is a novella to that series. I think it's one of the, I forget which brother it is. The oldest brother or the second oldest brother. It's his little story. Then we have Gianna Darling's When Heroes Fall and When Villains Rise. These were not free. These I paid full Kindle price for because I was so excited to read these. I still haven't finished them. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me. You can see I read 18% of When Heroes Fall so far. But this is the second spin-off from her Evolution of Sin trilogy. So we have Evolution of Sin is the one sister. Then we have the Enslaved Duet. So we have Enthralled and Enamored was the other sister. And then this one, Antiheroes in Love, I think is the name of this duet. And that's the sister. So in the Evolution of Sin trilogy, the heroine in that okay, let me backtrack. So in When Heroes Fall, the sister from When Heroes Fall, the heroine in When Heroes Fall, her fiance or boyfriend has an affair with her younger sister. So this is the story after like that happens. So Evolution of Sin is her boyfriend cheating on her with her sister. Then we have a whole separate story of the second sister, and then we have this sister, and it's a whole, you gotta read, you don't have to read them all, like, I don't know. Anyway, this is Dante's and Elena's story, and I have been waiting for Dante's story for a very long time. I actually have not read the Evolution of Sin series. I did read the Enslaved Duet, and he shows up in that duet, and I was like obsessed, and I wanted his story. This is his story. So it says a lot about my issues with reading an ebook that I have not devoured both of these yet, because I just want to read the physical book. I don't know, like I said, it's distracting for me to read on a phone. I don't like it, and if I'm reading too long, my phone overheats, which is probably not a good sign, but that's a whole other beside the point. Anyway, the rest of these I've read. Forever Mine is part of, there's a whole series with Kennedy Fox that I've, Bad Bachelor was a NetGalley release that I had years ago. Like all this other stuff is just old stuff I already read. But that's what's on my Kindle. I have quite a few things that I need to read, and honestly couldn't tell you if I'd actually get to it, but I do know that I need to step up my game a little bit with doing this. Anyway, I'm sorry if this video sounded like, it was supposed to be like a casual laid back video, so I'm sorry if this turned into like some kind of chaotic mess, because I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. We love a hot mess though, don't we? I mean, it makes for great entertainment. So that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know what's on your Kindle, what you're currently reading, and I will see you guys in my next video. Hopefully will be one of these reading vlogs that I am anticipating working on and hopefully starting today. Anyway, have a great day, guys. I will see you in my next one. Bye!